But reconnecting with our inner child requires creating a safe and nurturing space within ourselves. Hi there, it's Ugo here, the Eagle, your Chief Encouraging Officer, and welcome to my podcast, Unleash the Eagle Within You. Hi there, my name is Ugo Chijiutomi, the Eagle, your Chief Encouraging Officer, and welcome to my podcast, Unleash the Eagle Within You. This podcast is aimed at encouraging you, equipping you, and helping you unleash your inner strength, your inner courage, power, and purpose that lies within you. This is because I firmly believe that we're all eagles and we're here to soar. And I'm here to help you do that. So welcome to this episode. I'm super happy to be here. Welcome back to, we're going to be continuing about the healing from within, which is what we started last week. But today is still continuation of Healing from Within Part 2. And this podcast where we'll be diving into the transformative journey of the inner child healing. Now, I know for a fact that this is a big, massive topic. A lot of people shy away from talking about the inner child. Some people believe that it exists, and some simply don't believe that it exists. And whatever views you hold, I respect that, because we all are entitled to our own opinions and views. But what is interesting is I've been on this journey, and I've been also noticing what's been coming up for me when it comes to the inner child healing. It is profound. It is a big journey to start, but it's very transformative. And today we will be diving into the transformative journey of the inner child. And as you know, I'm your host, Ugo Chijiutomi. And today we're going to continue on the exploration of the inner child and its profound impact on our lives. So before we start, who here is excited about the impact of an inner child on our lives? I am. I'm super excited, because the thing about it is, when you start this work in terms of exploring and being curious and asking yourself certain questions, you start seeing certain patterns. You start seeing things that you probably didn't recognize, and you start understanding certain behaviors that you hold or you might have. That's what's been happening to me. I started the journey of the inner child a while ago, and as much as it is a long-term journey, and by the way, it's not something you start and you finish within a month or two, or we're all on a different pace of life, but it is a long term, and it's something that we all should embrace if possible. And so I've embraced it. I've seen it as a long-term journey. It's not a quick fix to anything. It's not a quick fix to any situation or problem. It is only there, and inner child exploration is just there to help us explore. Exactly. Today we will be continuing on the exploration of the inner child, and we will be diving into the profound impacts it has on our lives. In my previous episode, we discussed about the significance of the inner child. We talked about the transformative benefits and what that inner child healing, or what it does. So today I want to take a deeper dive into that process of just reconnecting with our inner child, and probably share some practical techniques to start the exploration, to start facilitating that healing, to start the whole conversation for you. And that's what today's episode I'm aiming to do. So first of all, when you start reconnecting with our inner child, it requires creating a safe and nurturing space within ourselves. A lot of us do not feel safe within ourselves, and some of us are still learning to trust ourselves. But reconnecting with our inner child requires creating a safe and nurturing space within ourselves. A space without condemnation, a space that would harbor a lot of compassion, because those are the key techniques, because compassion is so important in this work. It is phenomenal to be able to give yourself a lot of compassion when diving into your inner healing. So where we need to cultivate a loving and compassionate relationship with that vulnerable and playful part of us. And that is what reconnecting your inner child will require. It will require that safe and nurturing space for ourselves where we can cultivate that loving and compassionate relationship that we sometimes have lost. Let's be frank. A lot of us have lost a lot of compassion to ourselves. We've lost loving, compassionate relationship within ourselves. That part that allows us to be vulnerable to ourselves and be playful at the same time, right? Which seem to exist. It does exist within us. So before I dive into the techniques, what I mean about a loving and compassionate relationship is to be able to recall yourself, but recalling yourself with a more loving and compassionate attitude towards yourself, recalling your inner child. It could be recalling an experience when you were 5 years old, but rather than be so judgmental about that experience, it's being able to cultivate love and compassion to that little 5 years old Ugo, or little 5 years old, whatever name that you bear, that little 5-year-old that just didn't know better, that was expecting the world to look after you, or expecting the environment to give you more. But it is making sure that we're able to nurture that space that allows us to do that. Okay, so what powerful technique to begin in this process? It's inner child visualization. Now, I've talked a lot about affirmations, meditation, visualizations, and gratitude. Those are my 4 key go-tos. I will share more on them, and I would also record some visualizations for you in the future. But in order for you to embark on visualizations, you have to do that with no judgment. All right, so it starts with finding a very quiet and comfortable space and learning to just trust that space within you, closing your eyes and imagining yourself as a child. Now, some of them might be scary. Please don't worry. When you start embarking on those journeys, make sure you are in a space of love and compassion towards yourself. Do not start your journey. Are in a space of love and compassion. So love and compassion are the 2 main ingredients for embarking on a inner child visualization or any of the techniques I'm going to be sharing today. Right? So again, it's find a quiet and comfortable space. Learn to close your eyes. Imagine yourself as a child. Visualize your younger version of yourself, and perhaps a place that brings you a sense of warmth and safety. It could be your favorite spot as a child. My favorite spot as a child used to be the playground. I loved the playground as a child. I loved the merry-go-round, and so I would visualize myself probably going back to the merry-go-round, because that was just a place of freedom for me. A place of creativity, also a place of friendship, a place of fun. Because as children, as a child, you just wanted to have fun, and that's all we want to have. And so just going back to that place for me just brings me so much peace. Okay. And so when you spend time with your inner child, allowing them to just express their emotions and need, okay, offer them some love, support, understanding that they may have lacked from the past. Now, this can be a bit hard for some people, especially if you're going back to a time that must have been difficult as a child. I definitely find that when you want to do that process, you must make sure that you are in a safe place within yourself, that you feel safe, and that you are totally in a safe place of nurturing love and compassion towards yourself. I always say this every time I'm working with people who are going through this process with me. I always say, please do not embank on it if you still are very, hard on yourself, or still trying to learn compassion to yourself, because it is something you're going to have to embrace with a lot of love, self-care, self-compassion. These are the things that would allow you to actually explore that side of you. Okay, so again, if it's something that you're interested in, just reach out to me, send me an email, send me a message, and we can see what we can do. All right, so another technique that you can use is journaling. I love journaling. I feel that journaling just allows you a lot of freedom from your mind, or freedom to put things that are on your mind on a paper. So I will journal about my inner child. I will journal about the process. I will journal about some of my activities as a child. And that is a very powerful technique that works. So set aside some time, probably each day. You could do this in the morning if you love journaling early in the morning. So you can also record your journaling in the evenings if mornings do not serve you, or if you're not a morning person, you can journal in the evenings. I journal both mornings and evenings. I find that this practice helps me to get my thoughts on paper and just out of my head. So that is a very good tool to use, a very powerful technique, which is the journaling inner child technique. So what you do is you ask your inner child and how they're feeling, what they're feeling, what they need, what they would have loved to have when they were 5 years old, or 6 years old, whatever age you go back to, and how to provide them nurturing and supportive support. You'll tend to start having ideas and you can put this down. I find that journaling allows me to go for a deeper explorations of my emotions and experiences, and my inner dialogue between my adult self and my inner child is amazing. Another technique that I would encourage is about creative expressions. This is an amazing technique. I use this a lot. So creative expressions is and can play a role in connecting us and healing us with our inner child. This just means engaging in activities such as drawing, painting, writing, dancing, and just playing music. Remember, your inner child, when you were very young, only wanted to have fun, right? You did want to do other things, but fun was what you loved. So learning to recreate that fun, but recreate that fun with a lot of ease and a lot of love and compassion is what you will do in order to tap into your inner child. Now, these forms of expressions, they tap into your intuition, spontaneous and imaginative nature of our inner child, allowing us to release emotions and explore and even start our healing. Okay, so creative expressions can be all sorts. I love going to a art studio and just painting on a cup, or just creating something, just learning to let go. And this can be a freestyle, and that is just an amazing way to get in tune with your inner child again. Additionally, seeking support from a therapist. Okay, this is an amazing opportunity to contact a therapist or join in a support group that focuses on inner child healing can provide a very valuable guidance and a sense of community for you. So look out for other people who are going through that inner child journey, and just, get into a community. I'm going to be sharing more about my workshop, which is coming up on the 29th of July. And in this workshop, I will be exploring, it is called Healing the Inner Child Workshop. And so everyone who will be part of this workshop will be put in a community. We're all going to be working on our inner child throughout the year, but this workshop is to bring us together. So if it's something that you want to do, then look out for the link, which I'll provide in my bio, or wherever you're listening to this. But you can always check my website out. You would get information on this. So seeking support, joining a community, finding a therapist are all part of an amazing tools that you can use to be able to tap into your inner child. These professionals and fellow seekers can always offer you insight, support, validations, or even tools just to navigate this journey. Remember, you are not alone on this journey. We're all going through it. We're all on different stages of our life, or at different stages of our lives and our journey. The one thing that you should always remember is that you're not alone on this journey. Also, remember that healing your inner child is not a linear process. It is not a linear process because everybody has got different processes that would work for them. And we're all very much different. So embracing your own journey and knowing that your journey is unique just to you would help you get through your process quicker or easier. Okay, it also requires you to be patient. Like I said before, self-compassion is the main ingredient in this, and an ongoing commitment to yourself, to just discover yourself, to always embark on a self-growth and self-discovery journey. And this is all part of your personal development. It is part of your personal growth. It is part of your self-discovery journey. Remember, in order to be an eagle, you've got to dig deeper because everything that you need already lies within you. All right. So be gentle with yourself as you start this process and allow the healing to just unfold at its own pace. Do not rush your process. Do not compare your journey with anybody else, because remember what I said, we're all on different journeys, but no one's alone. We're all on it together, but at different pace and different ways. All right. So before we wrap up, I'd like to leave you with a reflection for today. I want you to take a moment to connect with your inner child. What do they need from you? What can you offer them? How can you offer them love and support and understanding, and embrace the practice of reconnecting with your inner child? I want you to witness the transformative power that it brings to your life and that freedom that it begins to open up for you. Just like a lotus flower, the minute you start digging into you and releasing all of those pain and worries or past hurt and start connecting with that child again, you start blossoming again. All right. That really concludes today's episode of Healing from Within. And I hope you found these insights and techniques helpful as we continue to journey on this inner child healing and process and journey. I want you to make sure that you realize that you're not alone, that I'm always here. So until we meet again, I hope you stay safe, stay well, and take care of yourself. Nurture your inner child and continue on that path of healing from within. Bye for now. I'm your Chief Encouraging Officer, Ugo Chijiutomi. Love you. Bye.